Hey everyone, thank you for watching. This is my second video for my podcast. I'm still in the same setting right now in my closet and it's only going to get better. So what I did was I asked a few questions to my Instagram story for the friends on there that I have, like two and a half. No, I'm kidding. But I asked them what questions they have on stuff that they would want to know. So I chose three and this is what we're going to cover right now. All right, so the first question is from 4.10 Dino. Two I's, two N's, O. Great fucking dude. He's still active duty. Miss you, man. So he asked, how did you manage your business and maintain being an active duty Marine? This is a really great question, man, because it hits very near and dear to my heart because it was so recent too. I learned a lot from it. But if I had to answer your question in kind of like an elevator pitch, I didn't really manage to maintain it. I mean, I did it for the most part, but it caused a lot of stress and there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, man. So my recommendation to you is if you are really serious about starting a business of your of some sort, know your exit strategy and have the right procedures in place and personnel management. Personnel management is so freaking huge because no matter how solopreneur you are and no matter how many things you have that you do on your own, at some point you're going to have to rely on somebody, whether that's like delegating authority to someone else or like shipping, whatever it is. You are going to have to rely on someone, and you have to make sure that that person or these people are vetted enough and that you trust them to take care of your business because it's your baby. You know, like you want to take care of it and you're the face of the business. Okay, like you dumped all your money into it and it's supposed to feel scary because if it wasn't scary, then how much worth it would it be? You know, so my recommendation to you, man, is just to have the right systems in place, develop a great team, know your systems, and have a really good exit strategy because if you don't, it's going to be very, very stressful for you. And that's kind of like all of that was where I had my downfall. But at the end of the day, I was super happy that I did it because it kind of got me out of that mindset of being stagnant, not knowing what I wanted to do. And, you know, being obviously in the military, you do have a lot of money sitting around at some points. Like you'll get deployed. You have a big savings account. And what good is your money if it's just sitting somewhere? You know, like for me, I was in Iraq and had a good amount of money sitting in my bank account, and I was debating what I wanted to do with it. I kind of like stocks, but I don't like stocks. I like real estate, but being apart, it was kind of hard to like do certain things. So I chose the ATM business. So managing it in different time zones sucked because it was night in Iraq, but it was days in the US. So you yourself have to kind of like outweigh the risk to reward kind of things and how far you are having to break your backwards to do certain things because at the end of the day, like you're still active duty and that's your primary job, you know. So having something that is like somewhat passive is gonna be like where you make your money too, because you can't really, you know, settle at one thing because you got to move eventually or whatever. So great question, man. Thank you for asking. I hope I answered your questions. All right, second question from Zach Hurst 94. Great freaking dude. Give him a follow on Instagram. We served together in Okinawa, Japan. Real quick story with this guy. So he was very new to the fleet, brand new, and his job, he was in charge of ordering parts and stuff for like trucks. So he was new to the platoon, and I prank called him. And I was like, "Hey, dude, this is Gunny, blah blah blah. Why the hell do I have a brand new truck on my lot that says it was ordered from you?" And he just started freaking out. It was the funniest thing ever, and he still remembers it to this day. It was fun fucking with you, man. You're a great dude. Miss you. But anyways, he asked, how do you stay on the ground when strong winds come through your area? This is a really deep question. Real deep. Balls deep. So, damn, man. This might sound cheesy, but in life, there's a lot of things that you can't control. But what you could control is how you react to certain situations. Like, let's say people are talking behind your back. I think at that point, it says more about them than it does about you. Let's say someone cuts you off and they flick you off. And, like, what much more good of a person does that make you, even if it's their fault, and you were to return the same finger? Come on, dude. Like, that, it makes you bitter as well. Throw them a heart sign, right? Peace and love. Or just tell them, like, fuck me? Fine. Whatever. Like, you can't control a lot of things in life. Life is not much different from fucking Nancy at HR compared to Bob, who drives his Bobcat at freaking his construction company. Like, it just happens differently to each and every one of us. And this is why people end up in jail. Like, people that don't want to listen to police officers, they don't want to comply, they get put in handcuffs or whatever, and they get put up in jail. People end up beating their wives because, like, I don't know, they didn't cook him dinner or they left the shell in their eggs. Whatever, man. Like, this is why people end up in jail, because of their reactions to certain things, or like, whatever. You can't control what a lot of stuff happens to you in life. You have to be a little more intentional on, like, thinking about, why is this happening to me? Think about what's useful, because if not, there's a lot of people who ask for pity. And rather than question what's wrong with themselves, they question what's fucked up about the situation. Why did this person do this to me? Why is this happening? What's more useful, asking for pity and doing that, blaming things on other people, or thinking about what's useful, doing productive things rather than being reactive, making yourself more competitive, being better? So this is something that you have to deal with daily, man. Stuff happens to you. Like, there's a lot of unforeseen circumstances that happen to people in their lives. You could be at the wrong time at the wrong place, and a freaking meteor just hits you in the front of your car, and it's a brand new car. But guess what? You're alive. You're like, there's a lot of things to be grateful to. Also, there's a lot of things in life to be grateful for. Also, and there's a lot of shit to bitch about. If you find yourself bitching more about things, then you're gonna be a negative person. If you find yourself being more grateful about things, you're gonna be a really grateful person. It's all about humility, man. So I hope that helps you. All right, last and final question for the evening or morning or afternoon, whatever. All right, last question. So this question is from Omarcito G92 on Instagram. He asked, "You born and raised in Texas? Question mark. Height and current weight? Question mark." So yes, I was born and raised in Texas. I was born in Austin, Texas, and I was raised in Brownsville, Texas. The 956 tacos are great. You gotta go check it out. My current height and weight right now, my height is 6'9" inches. I think that's like 5'8", 5'9", I don't know. And then my weight, it averages at like 194, 195. I would say like a good 180 pounds of the 194 is like my meat, and the rest is just like the rest of my body. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.